Hi guys, Toshi here from Mixing Tips, and today we are going to continue with mixing our drums, and as we promised, we will move on with mixing the snare. The snare will be the next in line of importance because it's the second most important element in the drums. So at this time we will need to establish those two elements before we move on. So basically we will have the same approach as to the kick, and we will stick to the core processing for now without any extra tricks. This stuff will be shown later on in the further videos and once we are done with processing the whole beat. So stick around for more interesting videos coming up. For now we will do the same thing: subtractive EQ, touch of compression, and then we will move on with some additive EQing. Okay, so for now we have two separate snares, I'm sorry. We will go with the main one. Okay, we proceed with Q3 from Fab Filter, and we'll do the same thing to locate the bad frequencies, if any, in the snare. We'll boost at around 10 dB and sweep around. Do not go more than 10 dB with the gain, because everything above 10 dB will sound bad and you will think that it is a bad frequency and you will need to lower it, but that is not the case. Stick at around 10 dB and sweep around. Okay, we will cut this one at around 1100 Hertz. Another bend. These are the good frequencies. Again, from 1 to 3 dB of cutting. Here we see the root frequency of the snare. And the next one. So we will try to cut below this one, because there is no important signal happening below 125 Hertz. Okay, we will double check before and after. Okay, it sounds a little bit better than before. Okay, we will move on with the compression, and this is the compression we have as a preference to use on a snare. So in this one there is no such knobs as attack and the release. We only have peak reduction, which is similar to the threshold, and the gain. Okay, so again here we will go for a compression between 2 and 3 decibels. I think that will be enough. I think that this is a bit much, and we are going to lower it to be down to 2 to 3 decibels. Okay, so again here the input goes until -6. We will try to match the same output here. Okay, so because it is the analog emulation and we like to get a little bit from that analog sound from the plugin, usually we go from 1 to 2 decibels more in a boost from the compressor inside, in order to introduce some of the coloring that the compressor has. Okay, so for the boost here, we will compensate from the fader. Here is how we do that. So without the compressor, we have the snare hitting at around the -10.9, and when we turn it on, it goes to 8.1. So we should lower it at around 6.5. Yeah, that will be cool. Okay, so when it comes to boosting frequencies on the snare, we decided to go with Mag EQ4 from Plugin Alliance. That is a plugin that we like to use both on snares and on vocals, especially for this air gain band, the air band. Okay, so this plugin has already pre-dedicated frequency bands. We have at around 40 Hz, which is not going to work for us because those frequencies are already cut. We have 160 Hz, which are the basic root frequencies from the snare. We have 650, 2.5K, and we have options to select for the air band from 2.5, 5K, 10K, 20, and 40K. Okay, so we will try with the root frequencies. This is what we are boosting. Okay, this is too much. Okay, we'll go for 1 dB at 650. Maybe half a dB. 2.5K. That is too bright. Also 1 dB of a boost, and we will try some air frequencies at around 10K. Let's check it out how it will sound. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's check it out with and without this processor. So this is without. And this is with. Much better. Okay, we will check it out in a whole now with the full drum set. Yeah, that is a little bit loud now. We will lower it down from here. Again, the whole drum is at around -7 dB. Okay, so for this second snare, what we are going to do is I think there is no need for some special processing, so we will stick with basic EQing to make it a little bit different than the first one. I'll try to dull it out a little bit to see how it will go. That is good. We want that one to be totally different from the main one, and we will lower it a little bit. Okay, so I think this is it with the kick and the snare. Okay, so that will be it with mixing the snare. Now it has great correspondence with the kick, and we have great starting point to move on. When it comes to other elements of the drums, they will be very easy to mix in, and will only complement the kick and the snare in this case. We won't do any panning at this stage, because we will leave that step for later on as well. So having the snare bank is huge for your beat, because most of the times this is the element that mostly grabs our attention from the drum section. Do not be afraid to go creative on it, because you might end up having some great results. Parallel processing of a signal track snare here is an option as well, which will be shown in some other occasion. But for starters, after the mix of the drums is over, we will process the whole group for the sake of blending. We will not go for the separate elements, but we will go for the whole group as one, and we will try to glue all the elements together, and your drums should sound very, very tight at this point, and this is actually what we are after. Okay, so the next element in line will be the bass, and we will show you how we are going to treat this signal to have the best possible outcome for this bit. We'll try to blend it in with the kick and see what we can do at this point. So that will be our next video. Thanks again for tuning in, subscribe to our channel, and see you next time.